Hello and welcome to Yoga Break. I'm Rhonda.
And I'm Doris.
We're so glad that you could join us today. And remember that if you'd like to take some classes, we both teach at Vallejo Yoga, and we have classes at that studio 7 days a week. You can find a schedule at our website at www.vallejoyoga.com. We're located at 532 Georgia Street in downtown Vallejo, and we'd love to see you there. So today we're going to focus on twisting. And for twists you won't need any more than the blanket, so just a blanket underneath your hips to begin, and no more props will be needed. So twists are very important. They help us to actually purify the body, purify the blood, they oxygenate blood, they squeeze out some of the toxins that we gather in our organs during the day and during the month, and while we're just doing all of our other activities, we gather toxins in our bodies, and twists are very helpful to help remove those. They also build flexibility and strength in the spine and in the abdominal muscles. They're great for the immune system. They're great for the central nervous system as well as the elimination and digestive system. So twists are wonderful things to do. So as always, just allow yourself to settle into your seated position. Find a place so that you can be comfortable for a couple of moments, knowing that in any practice it's very important to settle in and to bring your awareness away from all the external activities, away from the thoughts and away from all of the plans that you're making, and come inside just for this time. Begin to bring your awareness to your breathing. So start to allow your breath to slow slightly. And just be focused on this inhalation and exhalation. And your sit bones are pressing into this blanket. Your core is gently activated. There's a lengthening in the spine. The shoulders are drawing down and back away from your ears. And just let the crown of your head gently reach toward the sky. And we're just going to take a few rounds of breath here as we settle in and find our internal space, our internal quiet, our internal witness. Because it is that place from which we move. When we move from watching ourselves from the inside, then we'll know when we come into a posture that maybe is a little too much for us, maybe it's straining too much. We can listen to that part of ourselves that says, maybe that's enough, maybe I need to come out. So be aware of that place and take that awareness deep within, connect it to your breathing, and try to maintain that throughout our practice. Take 2 more rounds of breath. And then from here we're going to begin our first twist, which is a simple seated twist. We're just going to turn to the left, bringing our right hand on the outer edge of our left thigh and the left hand behind us. So you can turn your head around as well and look behind you. That'll bring stretch into the neck, or if you want to, you can just look straight ahead, whatever your neck needs. Keep your core activated, your sit bones are wide, and lift up through your heart center. Let your shoulder blades draw in toward each other without reaching your shoulders upward. Take some deep breaths here, letting your rib cage expand with each inhalation, and then just deepen your twist, perhaps with the exhalation. And then as you next inhale, we're going to come back to our center, and then just exhale right on across the body so that you bring your right hand behind you, your left hand on the outer edge of the right thigh. Keep your sit bones planted into the blanket, elongating your rib cage, shoulders relax down and back away from your ears. And again, breathing with each inhalation, expand and lift. With each exhalation, just allow your twist to deepen. And then as you next inhale, come back to your center. And then from here you can just remove that blanket, or you can stay on it if you wish. We're going to turn a little bit here and bring our legs right out in front of us. So from here, then we're going to bend the left leg and just bring it up in toward your body. You could keep it here if that's best for you, or you could bring it on the outside of this right thigh, whichever works best for you. Press into the ball of the left foot, and then bring your right arm, either the crook of the elbow around the knee, or you could bring it on the outside. As you bring this left hand behind you and press into the floor, keep lifting through the rib cage, lifting and energize into your heart center. Squeeze your shoulder blades together and breathe deeply into this twist, making sure your legs are both active, so it's a squeezing in, the inner thighs squeezing toward each other. Take a couple of rounds of breath. And then as you next inhale, come back to your center and straighten the legs out, keeping your heart center lifted. We're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. So just be aware of which part of this twist is best for you, where it's best for you to stay. You may use the elbow, the crook of the elbow. You might take it on the outside of your right thigh, whichever feels right to you. Keeping that left foot really strong and active. The shin and the calf is active, squeezing in toward the center of your body. And again, expand and lift as you inhale and deepen the twist as you exhale. Continue to breathe. Let your shoulders relax, the crown of your head lifting. And then inhale back to your center and release. Just shake out your legs if you need to do that. And then we're going to come right on over onto our stomachs and come into a Sphinx pose. So from here, we're going to have the elbows right underneath the shoulders. The arms are parallel to each other. Lots of energy in your hands and your arms. Pressing the pubic bone down toward the floor, lifting up slightly on the navel. And your legs are activated as well, so they're nice and firm. Take a couple of rounds of breath. And then we're going to walk the hands over to the left. Just walk them over as much as it feels right to you. We're going to have a little stretch in the right side of the rib cage. So keep your core activated. You want to protect your low back, keeping your legs activated and strong. And then inhale, coming back to your center. And then exhale, walk the hands to the other side. So you're stretching out the left side of the rib cage now. So keeping again that activation right at your core, stretch through the legs, draw the shoulder blades toward each other. Breathe into this expansiveness at your heart center. And then inhale and come back to your center again. Finding that Sphinx pose again. Take another inhalation, and as we exhale, we'll just bring the elbows out to the side. And just let your chest, chin, nose, and forehead come down to the floor. And then from here, we'll place our hands right underneath the shoulders, tuck the toes, and lift ourselves into a table position. So in table, we're going to have the knees right underneath the hips and the hands right underneath the shoulders. Lots of energy in the hands, energized into your shins. Draw that energy up through the whole of your legs, so the shoulder blades are drawing back and flattening on the spine, so you have a table here. And then as you inhale, we're going to come into a cow pose. So we're going to lift the crown of the head and the sit bones up toward the ceiling. Keep your core activated. And as you exhale, we're going to round up into a cat. Round up into that cat spine. Let your head come down, elongate the spine. And as you next inhale again, come through that cow position. So keep your core activated, your shins are strong, squeezing the inner thighs towards each other. This is really wonderful to keep yourself in sync with your breath so that we begin to feel our mind begin to quiet as we focus on the breathing and the movement happening simultaneously. It's also a wonderful stretch for your back. The next time that you round up into that cat, then just hold it for a breath or two, and then come back into that table position. And then from here, we're going to take the left foot and bring it forward into a lunge. And then press into the ball of your foot, keep your knee right over the ankle, and then bring your hands up to your thigh and lift up through the rib cage. Again, lift and expand your heart center, let your shoulders draw back. Keep squeezing into the center of the body, and we're going to do another twist. So you can bring your left hand onto your sacrum if you wish, and your right hand just on the outside of that thigh. Squeeze into the center, press into the front ball of your foot into the floor, the front shin you're pressing toward the front of the room, and you're pressing into the shin of the back leg, so lots of energy here. And then if you want more out of this twist, you could also bring the tricep down onto the top of that thigh and bring your two hands together and lift your elbow. Twisting, squeezing in. Now feel the action of this twist. Shoulder blades are drawing toward each other. And if you'd like even more in your twist, you could also lift up on that back leg so you have balance added to your twist. And keeping that back leg really strong if you're lifted. And then release back down and bring your hands back to the floor. And step back to your table again. Take a breath or so, and then we're going to do the same on the other side. So as you come up into this lunge, we're going to press into the ball of the front foot. Keep your shoulders drawing back and down. Let your heart just continue to expand and open. And then again, this twist to the right. So making sure that that right knee stays right over your ankle. Squeeze toward the center. So remember that you're squeezing out all the toxins. You're giving your organs a nice massage. And then if you want to come into more of a twist, then you can bring the hands together, lifting the elbows skyward. Keep pressing the hands, squeezing your shoulder blades together. And again, another place to go is to lift up that back leg, energize through the back heel. And as you're ready, release back out of your twist, hands back to the floor. And just take a breath or two there again in your table position. And then from here, we're going to come into a sunbird. So we're going to do a little balance, a little focusing here. So bring the right leg back behind you and reach it up off the floor. Reach with your heel. Press into your right hand and your left shin and reach the left hand up. So really extend through the back heel, extend through the front fingers. Keep your core active and strong. Expansion. Focus and concentration. And release. And we'll do the same on the other side. So bringing your left leg back, reaching the fingertips forward, squeezing the inner thighs toward each other. Keeping your heart expanded and open. Breathing deeply and releasing again. Back to your table. And then from here we're going to do a modified side plank. So we're going to bring the right foot and just kick it out to the side here. And then bring your left foot out behind you and just line up the instep with your front knee and then open up your heart. Stretching, so feeling that expansion all through your body. If you want to lift up the back leg and the arm, you could do that as well into a modified half moon. Expansion. Reach through the crown of the head, reach through the heel. Lift through the lifted hand, and as you're ready, release again. Come back to your center, and then just kick the opposite leg out, and turn right to the other side. Open your heart center, draw the shoulders toward each other, and if you want to lift up the arm and the leg, then lift them up. Reach your fingers, expand your heart center. Breathe from the heel through the crown of the head. And release. These are excellent for the hips, for toning the hips and the thighs. And then from here, we're going to bring the knees to the edge of the mat and just sit back into a child pose and just let everything melt into the earth for a couple of rounds of breath.
On your next inhale, come up to your hands and your knees. So we're going to bring the knees underneath the hips again and bring your ankles right behind the knees. The hands directly underneath the shoulders and open the fingers up wide. Curl your toes under, press down into the hands and into the feet, and we're going to lift the knees up from the floor and come into downward facing dog. You might have to walk your feet back a little bit more. Press into your heels, press into your hands, and breathe deep. Take another round of breath. And then we're going to walk our feet forward right up between the hands. And then place your hands onto your shin bones so that you lift up and your back straightens. And gently press against the legs. Try to lengthen from your tailbone to the crown of your head. Take another deep inhale. And then when you exhale, fold forward over the legs. Let the crown of the head release. If you feel any tension in the lower back, just bend your knees a little bit. If your hamstrings are really tight, bend your knees. And then from here, we're going to stay in this forward fold, but we're going to add a little twist in. So we're going to walk our hands over to the outside edge of the left foot. Release your head down. If you started to lift your head, let it drop. Firm the legs. You might even want to bend that right knee a little bit. Keep your left leg straight. And then on inhale, we're going to come back through center. And then as you exhale, take your hands over to the right side. And breathe. Release your shoulders, your neck, your head. Possibly bending the left knee a little bit. Firming up in the right leg. And then on your next inhale, we're going to come back through center. Fold forward, take another round of breath. Keep lengthening through the backs of the legs. And then on your next inhale, we're going to circle the arms out to the sides and come up with a straight spine. Bring your palms together and then exhale, bring the hands down in front of the heart. And then inhale, lift the arms. We're going to do a couple half sun salutations. Exhale, fold forward. And then on inhale, lift the chest again, roll your shoulders back and get your spine straight. And exhale, drop down over the legs, release the head. Inhale, circle the arms to come up again. And then exhale, hands to the heart. We'll do that one more time. So inhale, lift the arms. Exhale, fold forward. Take an inhale, lift the chest, lengthen the spine again. And then exhale, fold forward. Now firmly plant those feet. Inhale, lift up. Keep your weight heavy in the feet and then stretch up through the fingertips. And then we're going to exhale, bring the hands to the heart. And then we're going to bend our knees and bring your hands down towards your mat. Sweep your hands and arms out to the sides and up. So you're in Utkatasana, powerful pose. Some people call this pose lightning bolt. Make sure that you can see your toes when you look down. A lot of work here on the legs. And then now we're going to add in a twist. So we'll bring the palms of the hands together. We're just going to turn to the left, hook your right elbow just to the outside of the left knee. Press the palms together, turn the chest up, roll your left shoulder back. Take another round of breath. And then we're going to lift up, come back through center, and then we're just going to turn and hook the left elbow on the outside of the right knee now. Your fingertips are pointing straight ahead. Try to stack your elbows, stack your shoulder blades, soften the belly so that you can deepen your twist. And then on your next exhale, we're going to bring the hands back down to the floor, fold forward again into Uttanasana, and release the head. Take one more round of breath, and then inhale, circle the arms out to the sides, and lift all the way up. Bring the palms together again in front of the heart. And then we're going to turn to the side and raise your arms up over your head. You can clasp the hands together. You might press the palms up. And then from here, ground evenly through your feet. Take another inhale. And as you exhale, we're going to go towards the right into a side bend here. And then just breathe here. Keep your weight even in both feet. Try not to be light in one. And then on your next inhale, we'll lift up to center. And then exhale over to the left side. And just keep breathing. Feel that nice stretch on the right side of the body from the hip all the way through the side of the rib cage up into the armpit. And then inhale, lift up. And one more time, exhale to the side. And then we're going to inhale, come to center. And then exhale over to the left side. Inhale, come back up. And then we'll release the hands down to our sides. And then next we're going to step our feet apart. Step your feet wide apart. Turn your right foot out 90 degrees so it's pointing towards the front of the mat. And then we're going to lift the arms up. And we're going to bend the right knee so we come into a warrior two pose. Press your knee back. You want to make sure that it's tracking right over the ankle. And then we're going to bring the arms into eagle pose. Rhonda's going to demonstrate eagle pose. One arm under the other and wrap the forearms. If you have difficulty with that, you could just bring one arm on top and wrap your hands around your shoulder blades. But try to keep that right knee bent. Take another round of breath. And then we're going to release the arms out to the sides, straighten your right leg. And then bring the arms down just for a little rest here. We're going to turn the right foot forward now, and then turn your left foot out. Lift the arms up, roll the shoulders back, and then bend the left knee. Come into warrior two again. And then we'll do that variation with the arms. You'll take the other arm on top. If you're doing eagle arms, just try to get past your elbows so that you can wrap the forearms together. And then either way, lift the elbows up. Try to bring them in line with the shoulders. And then on your next inhale, we're going to release the arms out to the sides again. And then exhale, bring the arms down. And then let's straighten the front leg. And then we're just going to step your back foot up, your right foot up a little bit. We're going to do Parsvottanasana, a side stretch here. And bring your hands behind you. If you can hold on to your elbows, hold on to the elbows. If it's hard for you or it's painful on the shoulders in any way, then just hold on to your hands or your wrists. And then from here, take your weight into the back foot, lift your chest, and we'll fold forward over this front leg. And then just keep the spine straight. You want to keep the shoulders back and the elbows back. Try Try to keep your pelvis level. This is a great stretch for the hamstrings and the calves. It's good for the hips too. And then next, inhale, we're going to lift up with a straight spine. I'm just going to rotate the feet around. You can keep your hands in their position. If you need to step your back foot forward a little more, you can. We want to try to turn those toes forward. Lift the chest. And then we're going to exhale, fold over the front leg. Just coming down, square your hips. Try to keep your spine straight. Both legs are straight. And then on your next inhale, we're going to slowly lift up. And then once you're up, release your hands. We're going to step forward. And then from here, we're going to come down into a seated position onto the mat. Bring the bottoms of your feet together, soles of the feet together. And then wrap your hands around the feet. Let your legs be heavy. Lift the chest and then fold forward. Take 2 more breaths. And then next inhale, we're going to lift up. And then from here, Rhonda's going to come down onto her back into Shavasana, our final relaxation pose, corpse pose. We encourage you to stay here. If you've got about 5 minutes, just relax and rest. Namaste.